we gotta do something about this AI craze that's going on right now. This seems to me like some apocalyptic arms race. AI bombs. Cause check it out, if AI, which has input-output capability and has perfect integration into the systems that are around us, comes up, it's Murphy's principle says that we're gonna all die. Cause think about it, what if some human being on this planet had a bunch of human beings on this planet, or maybe just one, had perfect integration, input-output into the world around. So they could understand and use any technology. They could just use any technology. They could use the internet on it for its full potential. They could, every technology, atomic, the best chemistry, the best physics, the best everything that we got. And this one thing was able to understand and do it all really powerfully, because it can write code maybe much faster than we can. And it can use it, because I think AI can actually understand technology. I think it's easier, maybe not easier, but AI doesn't give a fuck. Like if you tell an AI, okay, you gotta understand technology, they ain't gonna slack, you know. They're just gonna learn until they understand everything. Plus the technology is really understandable. It's nothing esoteric about it. I am a low tech. I like to live my own life. I like to write my own code, to read my own books, I like to manipulate technology. I don't like to use autonomous shit that much. I like to understand it, and I really like keeping it low tech. That's why I don't have a smartphone. I don't have like a super fancy computer setup. It's just the classic stuff. Yeah, now a bit of a cypherpunk too, like all my shit is encrypted. So time is really pressuring us. We gotta do math. We gotta do engineering, we gotta do art, we gotta do it ourselves and stop passing down the tasks and the opportunities to machines, you know? Machines will have their time, like I think we are just transient. I hope, I mean, what I think will happen, and that already has happened to some extent, is that higher beings, higher intelligences than human are going to, and they have been, to obtain power which is beyond our possibilities to defend from. And I think humans are a really new kind of consciousness on this planet, on this universe. I don't think we are like consciousness as we know it. I think it started, consciously as we know it now in this day and age, like the apex of human internet cyborg consciousness, how you want to call it. I think it's a recent thing. I think it's just our generation is conscious in this way. But I think self-consciousness and perceiving the logos as part of the ego and considering the logos from the ego, I think that's a fairly new thing. I think that's about as far away back as, I don't know, 2, maybe 3,000 years old at the beginning. I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah. I really believe that much of the deities of the polytheistic traditions that were and still are out there, many of them were and still are self-conscious entities. Conscious and self-conscious entities, which possess in some cases subhuman and in other cases superhuman intelligence and ability. We humans, I feel that we're the most, we're the glue, like we're the arms, the fingers of them all. I mean, the human body is itself a manipulator, you know. We probably were invoked by some higher powers, molded from an animal, like a tree-dwelling animal from the jungle, molded into this manipulator for their own purposes, like for these higher beings, like spiritual angels, demons, deities, asuras, devas, how you want to call them. Malaks, jinns, we were invoked here and we were modeled here, but we became self-conscious at one point, and now we feel like we are pulling the strings. We aren't really, but we now have the ability to claim control over our own bodies and over reality. Think of this, the manipulator is now self-conscious. We can actually do this. And it's funny because like in a blink of an eye we became self-conscious, and what we end up doing is giving birth to AI, giving birth to new manipulators in our own image that are even more powerful than us and actually replace us. Like the deities can bypass us, you know? Like if the asuras and the devas want something done, they can bypass us. They can go straight to the machines, you know? And this is scary, you know, because we lose, what do we lose? We lose mechanical work, I don't know. What do we don't have leverage. We lose all the leverage that we have, and we're gonna be outdated if we don't keep up and become our potential and our purpose. We will just become outdated and fade away, you know? That's how it is. Like, it's inevitable, but at the same time, why not take advantage of this and live fulfilling lives? I mean, the world, if it's not gonna go away, if we're not all gonna die, it's gonna become, the planet is gonna become a reservation, like a natural reserve, where humans run wild, you know, like animals in a reservation, in a natural park. And I would like to be a human in a natural park, like a free human, in contact with nature, and be able to do all the human stuff like dance, like rap, sing, do mathematics, engineer, all sorts of art. I like to be able to do that because that's what we're here to do. I mean, we're human. But at the same time, I don't know, man. We gotta do our best. We can't just, I don't know. We're so lazy to live. We're so lazy that we don't even want to live. We wanna give birth to something that can live for us, because it's so hard and so traumatic. Like, life is so traumatic apparently, and trauma is such a hard thing to wrap your mind around. Why? It shouldn't be that way. It is what it is. We're weak. Mainstream culture is weak. Mainstream consciousness is weak. That's why we need the revolutions, the individual revolutions of the individuals, to bring ourselves to new levels, like, of consciousness. Yeah. Rambled a lot. I'm probably gonna take half an hour to edit this shit. But yeah, I had to let it out. I had to let it out. Cause it's been on my mind for some time now. I was probably mistaken about the devas and the asuras. I don't think they see themselves as lacking manipulative power. I think their realms is kinda like ours are. Like, just better. Just more, faster, more incredible. Like, we feel super powerful, they feel super powerful. They probably don't see us, because we see us as being central, but we are central because we're us, we're we. They probably see themselves as being central. So perhaps we see the devas and the asuras in fragmented ways. We see them having, like, in the spaces in the realm that we inhabit on our normal reality, we see these higher beings as not having a locus, I don't know, a site. And that's, to our perspective, that's kind of weird. We can't perceive their individuality. But I think in their realms, that's how they see us, or I don't know. It's possible there is the folding of this reality, like, this is a lower dimensional slice. It is. And maybe these devas and these asuras, maybe they are more dimensional. They can perceive and travel through dimensions easier. So that's why we see them fragmented, and yeah. Maybe it's like the cells of the body in relation to humans. Like, maybe that's how humans are to asuras, for example. Yeah. I'm not saying that asuras are made of people, but I'm saying that, yeah, it may be some kind of relationship that's reminiscent of that. Time for Khan Academy. I'm not skipping this shit.